Okay, guys, I know it's been a little bit. We had some personal stuff that we had to work out before making our next video, but here we are. And if you guys remember from our last video, when we did our meal planning, and I carved up the chicken, I said save those bones. Here's why. If you come on in here, you'll see we're going to be making our homemade chicken stock. Now, I don't have a lot of bones saved up right now, but I really wanted to get this video out. So we got some chicken here, and in here we got a turkey carcass. And it's real simple. All you're going to do, just going to fill these crock pots with your bones and some water. Now, we do use filtered water. I'm going to have to add a little bit more into there. But once you do that, it is literally as simple as setting your crock pot to its low setting and then let it cook for about 2 days. We let ours cook for about 2 days. We feel like we get a really nice broth when we do it that way. So in 2 days, what we're going to do is we're going to come back once this is all cooked, and we're going to dump it all into our big stock pot that we have, and then we're going to refrigerate that overnight so that all the fat that happens from all the fat breaking down congeals at the top. We're going to skim all that fat off because it's way easier for us to do it then. And then we're going to take you through the whole canning process. So stay tuned, guys. Well, of course you can stay tuned. So we'll be back with you in 2 days when we transfer all this stock over to our stock pot. And then we'll be taking you through the whole canning process. Okay, bye. Okay, guys, so now it's been about 2 days of our broths just cooking away in our crock pots. So now we got, if you come on in and take a look, this is what we ended up with after 2 days. There's some meat in there. There's a nice bit of meat in there. But this is our broth right here. Now, Priscilla and I both noticed that it looked a little light, maybe a little bit on the thin side, but I'm no doubt it's going to be chock full of flavor. So the first thing I'm going to do is just a lot of these big bones, I'm just going to move out into this big bowl. And actually when this cools down, we could probably rip some of this meat away from these bones and then use that for like a turkey salad or something like that. So once I got the majority of these big bones taken out here, the next thing I'm going to do is, you look in here, I got a bowl that we're going to be storing the stock in with a colander that's been lined with cheesecloth. So all I'm going to do is take this crock pot and just dump all this goodness right in there. Okay. Take that colander out. This is screaming hot. And then we're just gonna squeeze all the juice that we can out of that. And actually taking a look at that now, that's a really nice golden yellow stock right there. That's gonna be delicious. That's what you get from buying stuff from China.
Oh.
This and the coronavirus.
Oh my God. Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, I'm going to fish that out, and then I'm going to do the same thing with our chicken stock. Hopefully not lose the head to that one. And then we'll be coming back at you to the following day, tomorrow, where we are going to skim the fat off the top and then actually can it. So Priscilla will be taking you through the canning process, and we hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Later. Okay guys, so it is now the next morning. It's about 9:45, and now it's time to skim the fat off of the top of our stock here. Now this is the turkey stock. I still got the other stock downstairs in our fridge. But all you're going to do now, all that we do, is we just go along the top here, and you can see there's actually not much fat on this stock here. But you're just going to go along and skim off that little bit of fat so you can have a nice rich stock that's very low in fat, and this is actually skimming off very, very nicely. Now some people have you skim the scum off the top as you're cooking the stock. I'm not a fan of doing that. I prefer it this way. It may add a day to the process, but I don't mind that too much. Because I can plan it in such a way that I can skim this fat off the top during the weekend, where I have plenty of time to do this. And it's a little delicate, painstaking process, but once it's done, you have a really nice stock. And like I said, this stock didn't have much fat, so you can see I've pretty much skimmed all the fat off of that. There was almost no fat in that stock. Which frankly makes sense because it was a turkey carcass, so there wasn't much skin there, not a whole lot of fat. But I can tell you just by smelling it, it smells amazing, and I can't wait to make an amazing turkey gravy out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other pot of chicken stock, and we'll be right back with Priscilla showing you how to actually can all of this. Alright, stay tuned guys. Okay guys, so now it is to the next step. After I skimmed all the fat off of our stock, I just put it on stove to warm it up a little bit because I want to get some nice warm to medium hot stock into these jars, because I don't want to put cold jars right into the pressure canner that I have also heating up. So I just heat up the stock. That'll heat everything up so that it's not like a complete shock to the glass. So now all you're going to do is you're going to scoop your stock into your mason jar, and you're going to leave about 1 inch of head space. I pretty much fill it up right to the bottom of the funnel there, and that's about 1 inch. So now, this is where things can get a little messy. Let me actually move so the handle's off to the side. There you go. And we're just going to scoop it in and dump it in. And that is just, oh man, that stock just looks gorgeous. I should also make a correction to something that we've stated already. The other stock that we did is not solely chicken stock. When I was pulling out the bones, I noticed that I had also had a ham bone in there. So it's kind of like a chicken stock ham bone combination, which is something that I try to stay away from. Because the ham just adds so much saltiness to the stock. But that being said, it makes, if you add it to some rice, it makes some great rice when you're cooking rice. So if you need something with a lot of seasoning that to add some water with, using like a ham stock is amazing. So there we are. There's our first mason jar. That is, oh man, I can't get enough of this beautiful color of the stock. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a paper towel, a little bit of vinegar, and you're just going to wipe the rim just so that it's nice and clean. Take your lid, put your lid right on top, take your ring, screw it on down, finger tight, and that right there is ready to go into the canner. So we're going to get the rest of this done, Get them all pre-staged over by the canner while the canner's warming up. And then we'll be coming back to you with Priscilla talking about how the actual canning process works.
Alright, hey y'all. So we are here with the pressure canner. We already have our stock in there. It made 3 quarts of the chicken and then 2 quarts of the turkey stock. So we already have that going. We're waiting for the water to start boiling. And once it starts boiling, basically what we're waiting for is the steam to start spewing from here. And then basically, once that starts to happen, once we have a consistent steam coming up, like where it's like, you can basically see that it's white steam and you can just see it constantly going, not like choppy. That's when we put our timer on for, what was it, 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Then once 10 minutes is up, we get our weight, because we have a weighted pressure canner. We put it on, we have to have it set to 10. And we basically put it on top once the timer goes off. And then that's basically the game where we wait for this to start moving and rattling. It'll just like rattle on top. And once it starts rattling, that is when I think we set it for, how long was it for broth? An hour?
I think it's 45 minutes. We'll have to double check.
Okay. Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes, an hour, we'll check. And then once that's done, basically, you're done. Cut the heat off. Let it come down, because there's a lot of pressure in there. You don't want to just automatically open up the lid. And then, yeah, the stuff, when the chicken stock and stuff, the lid and all that will be sealed right to the can, and we'll be good to go. So that's the canning process for the most part. But yeah, that's it. Alright, so here we are. We're finally starting to hear the part. That's important. So that means the steam is finally coming up, and hopefully you can see. Can you see it? Is it really bad?
Yeah.
Now?
It's a little difficult to see, but you can kind of see the steam coming up right here. But that's what you want. You want a consistent looking steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very consistent, not choppy, pretty tall, and once it's tall, that definitely shows that it's ready to go. So since it is ready to go, I'm going to put this for 10 minutes to just do its thing, just to make sure that it has a consistent flow. And that's just wait for the timer to go off for the wait. Okay. Alright guys, so we are back. It's been 10 minutes, the timer beeps, so I'm going to be putting this on here, the weight, onto the pressure canner. So here we go. This part always freaks me out. Okay, so it is on there. We have it at 10 because that's something to do with like your sea level and all that stuff. It's determined and all that.
Well, you pressure can at 10 psi for chicken stock. Now you would increase or decrease that pressure based upon your altitude. At sea level, with a weighted gauge, you pressure can at 10 psi. If you have a dial gauge pressure canner, it's going to be like 12 psi.
Yeah. All right. So that is that. So right now there's little bubbles, but that's normal. Don't freak out because all the pressure is now basically, stopped because we blocked it with the weight. So basically right now what we're waiting for is just for that to start jiggling. That means that it's getting ready to, like, all the air is finally like in there and just like sealing the can.
You've gotten to the right pressure.
Mm-hmm. So this is the waiting game. This is the longest part. And also, it does not take 45 to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to actually can the broth. It's actually 25, but the whole process of getting it up to the pressure and all that stuff takes longer. But basically, 25 minutes for chicken broth. So, yeah. Now we wait. Alright guys, so now, as you can hear and see, I'm going to speak up as loud as I can. It is rattling, it is jiggling. It's ready to go for the next 25 minutes. So I'm setting for 25 minutes. Okay, so after 25 minutes, we're going to cut the heat and basically we're all done. So that's pretty much it for now, but I'll be back to actually show you how we take it out once it cools down. So yeah, catch you then. Okay, so the oven beef is all done. So basically, we're just cutting the beef.
And walk away.
And walk away, yeah. So that's it. You can let it die all the way down. I just reckon leave it for like an hour or two. And yeah, that's it. So see you later. Alright, so we waited for about an hour or two or more. But basically everything is done. There's no more sounds, no more bubbling, nothing. So we are going to pop this thing off. So basically for ours, we gotta basically do like a twisting motion to pop it off. So here we go. And then we let
Away from you?
Yes, away. Oh snap, one of the jars actually fell, honey. I think that one's done. I just...
Actually, one broke.
Oh!
So, this does happen.
Oh snap.
It is what it is. That sucks.
Okay,
So,
let
yeah,
me grab the other
carefully
ones.
take the rest out.
Yes, I'm going to use my special little grabbers. Actually, I always do that. It's
Yeah.
this way. This is how you grab the top of the lid, people. Alright, so let me just carefully go. Basically, underneath the lid is where you grab. Okay, like so. Over here. So I guess we have just 4 cans. Okay, so I gotta be careful. I wonder, I think that was a turkey.
That was one of the turkey ones, yes.
Gotta be very careful. Let me just twist this so it can lay down flat. Alright, there we go. Alright. Okay, and last one. Alright, so we have 3 chicken / ham and 1 turkey. So that's basically it, you guys. And then you just take off the list and check to see if it got sealed properly. And it definitely is. You cannot easily pull that off.
You're still going to leave them for 24 hours and just let them sit there.
With the lid on?
You can take the
okay.
rings off, yeah.
Just want to make sure. Yeah.
But you're just going to let them sit there.
Yeah. Ooh, this one's a little tough. There we go. Just double checking. Alright, we are sealed and good to go. Alright. So that's basically how you can broth. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. And yeah, I hope this didn't make you as scared to do canning as it looks, but it is what it is. It's really cool.
When we both started canning, we were both. Yeah, I mean, it's naturally been nervous about this because you literally have a big metal pot that's building up pressure that can go boom. Mm-hmm. Right. So if you're not a little nervous doing this, there's something wrong with you. But it's okay to be a little nervous. Just if you keep on top of it and just don't let things get out of control. When those big accidents happen where things go boom, it's because somebody left to go to the store while leaving a pot pressurized like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Don't do that.
Yeah, just be very
okay, so this is cool. So you can see that it's still bubbling in there, right?
Because I moved it so much.
That's completely normal. Mm-hmm. That's totally normal. You'll even hear the can sometimes go tink, tink, tink.
Yes.
Totally normal. Don't freak out. It can make you jump.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, listen, don't sweat it. Take your time, do a little bit of research, and you'll find that something as simple as canning stock will save you so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've not bought any kind of stock. I think vegetable stock once.
Just one time. That was like last year.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Only because we don't want to waste vegetables making stock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, guys, that's it. It's simple. It's easy, and you know what? When you make it yourself, it's delicious.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And you know exactly what's going into it.
Yes.
All right, guys. So I guess that's it for this video.
Yes, it is.
Stay tuned for the next. Love you guys. God bless.
Bye.